Hello and welcome to The Positive Principle. It is great to see you all. We are on episode 2. It is Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific, and this is the time for The Positive Principle. So welcome, 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 everybody. The Positive Principle, if you don't know, is the perfect hybrid between Oprah's Super Soul Sunday and The Voice. And today we've got a really exciting show. This is our second episode in season 2. So season 2, episode 2. And we are a little bit late, but that's okay. We'll tell you why we're late in just a second. So if you're not following us at the positiveprincipleshow.com, please sign up for our newsletters there because you will get wonderful, wonderful information. You get viewer resources, and you'll get updates on the show, and you'll be emailed about the show is tonight and everything. So if you don't know what the show is, if you're brand new, I see that there's 9 people here right now, which is fantastic. And I have to turn this on. You can chat with us on YouTube if you are logged in. You can chat with us. But this whole show is about helping you, the viewer, and helping our 2 incredible participants this year to really move in their life, to have a better experience of their life, better results in their life, and also this year is called the fear factor. The fear factor, because one of the most empowering things you can do in your life when you work with a coach, when you work in your life, is to really transcend your fears, to conquer your fears, to move through your fears. So we're really happy you're here. And if you don't know me, my name is Max Ryan. I am a spiritual teacher. Of course, I'm a life coach. I'm also an intuitive. And I've been doing this for about 15, 16 years. And I have worked with thousands of people around the world to help them really move from craziness to peace, from negative results to positive results, and it's just been my pleasure to work with people. My passion is to really help people in their life, and that's what the Positive Principle is all about. You will meet our wonderful participants. You can probably see them right below there right now. But first, I have to tell you, you know what? We go with the flow here. What we do is we go with the flow. And my wonderful co-host, Polly, in Alaska, is having some technical difficulties, but we always make it work, right? We always make it work. So Polly is here on the phone. Polly, you there?
I am. An iceberg fell on me. No, not really. I have no idea what's going on. An iceberg might as well have fallen on it. And so we are just going with the flow. I'm just going to be here sharing on the phone. So here I am.
That's okay. That's all good. And we're sending Polly lots of love, right? Right, Joan and Amanda?
Yes.
Sending her lots of love. And everyone that's watching, we're sending Polly lots of love and a wonderful, wonderful, great vibe. So it doesn't matter. Your vibe is here, Polly. We don't see your beautiful face, but we can hear you. It's all good. And you know what? It's probably better. You don't have to get all made up and you're all good. So.
Yeah, because you know what, Max? Today I picked out an extra little appearance job.
A what?
But I'll say I made myself look extra good this week, but I'll say I'm good again for next week.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me remind all of the viewers here, and I'm just gonna put Polly down right on the computer right here. So Polly, you're just sitting right there, okay? So your live chat. So let me remind all of the viewers, if you're watching this, you can log on the YouTube channel and you can chat with us live right here. Let's see what the people have to say right now. Let's see. We see Catherine saying hi. Melanie is saying hi, Max. Hello, everyone. Sandy's, can you see anything? Can you see anything? I think you can. Always sending Polly love. Much love to Polly. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Elsbeth is here. Elsbeth's right down the street from you, Polly.
I wonder if the iceberg hit her also.
Elspeth is in Anchorage also. We love Elspeth. So please log on, say hello to us while we were going through our show tonight. All right, so let's just get right into the show. So what happened this week is you met Amanda and you met Joan last week, and you got to know what their goals are, what their fears are, what they really want in their life, and how and the fear factor is really about what is going to be your fear, how are Polly and I going to help you to transcend that. So I think it's probably easier, Holly, for me to work with Joan first, because I worked with Joan this week. I'll work with Joan and we'll talk. Joan and I will talk, and then you can talk with Amanda. Okay?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yes, perfect.
Great. Okay. Hi, Joan.
Hi, Max.
How are you?
I'm good. I just woke up on accident.
Can you tell the live audience what happened tonight?
We discovered that Amanda's psychic. I set my alarm for like half an hour ago, and I fell very deeply asleep, and then my alarm went off, but it was on silent. I don't know how. And then I woke up at 7:01.
So not only Polly didn't almost make it, but Joan also almost didn't make it. Hey, live television. What is this, Joan? This is reality television, right?
It is very real right now.
It is so real. It's all real. So it's all good. Well, Joan and I had a wonderful, wonderful coaching session this week, right, Joan?
Yep, it was really fun, very energizing.
Energizing. So this week we want to talk about, well, let's recap a little bit about what your goals are, and let's also we'll go into telling them what we did in our coaching session and what you also did after. Okay. So last week we talked about how you had a few different goals. One was to have your own art show, to finally have your art show with the party, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And another goal of yours was to have a legacy of like a school for kids where you help them to DJ and art and all that, right?
Yeah, like extracurricular school.
I like that. That's actually one of my things, is I really want to have a school for kids too. And then so you had that, and then what was your other one? You had a third one. Shoot, what was it?
To move to another country.
That's right, to go to another country. Right. So, but of all of those things, there was really one thing that you had a big fear factor over, right? Oh gosh, this is supposed to be muted. Sorry. Let me turn this up. Okay. Mute. Okay, wait. Okay, so there was one. Okay. Okay. Hold on, Polly. Okay. All right. So there was one thing that you had a bigger fear factor on than kind of all three of those, and that was this idea of you meeting people that were influential in the art world, right, John?
Yeah, like ultimately, I have a thing with gatekeepers. So
refresh
for
us.
others, it could be about anything, but anybody that, for me, that I perceive like could connect me to something. So in this specific case, an art dealer or an art collector. I mean, anybody that seems to like kind of stand in the way between me and something else. So yeah.
Okay, so that was your big fear, and so what we're trying to do on this show, in this series, is to help you to shift your fear level and then your success level to go up. So your success factor to go up and your fear level to go what? To go down, right? Okay.
Yep, that sounds right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's really what we're talking about here, and all of you that are watching right now that have anything that you want to accomplish that you have a fear of, you know what? You have to walk through the fear. You have to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna work through this, but sometimes it's very hard on your own. That's why you have someone like me and someone like Polly to help you to do that. So okay, so let's talk about what you and I talked about the suggestions I gave you to help you to move through the fear about your scary art people?
One of the things that was really, really helpful was you called to attention that I had like a perspective on how I would talk about gatekeepers. Is that in my vocabulary, you notice that I would say, oh, art dealers are always intimidating and uninterested in talking to me or meeting me. And so I kind of just felt this to be true because of my past experiences. And so you noticed right away that I was actually applying it to my present state and not just past experience. And so what was really helpful was for you to guide me through saying, in the past, my experience has been, versus art dealers are like this all the time, even today, tomorrow, which was kind of how I felt. So that was really helpful.
Good. Yeah, that is a big thing, and everyone that's watching, really notice that about yourself, everyone. If you are making a blanket generalization about a group, about yourself, about the world that you experienced in the past, you know what that does? It keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck because it keeps putting art dealers, art people in a box, in this box. And you know what? We're human beings. Life is very much in the gray area, but our ego will want to keep us into like, okay, art dealers are scary and this is what happened. And so if you start saying in the past, what it really does is it puts it in the past so that you're open to new perceptions, right, Joan?
Yeah, actually, maybe an easier example, because not everybody wants to find an art dealer, but my friends back in the day would complain about men all the time. And they would complain like, oh, all men are broke or something. And and they would get really, of course they were frustrated, but then they would always complain. And I see now that their complaining was definitely keeping them from meeting the kind of person that they wanted to meet instead. So it applies to more than just art dealer people.
Yeah, exactly. It could really apply to anything in your life, for sure. So I gave you I gave you a lot of homework, and I gave you homework because I needed you to shift things around. We're going to talk about that other opportunity in just 1 second. You know what I'm talking about. But what was the homework that I told you would help you to kind of like break through some beliefs?
Oh, well, I made a list of people that I had met in the art world, and you said for me to like create a description and or a picture of the intimidating people that I'd met, to create like pictures or written descriptions of them as children, like 5, 6, 7 years old. So
those people, the people that you had met in the past who were powerful in the art world.
It froze.
Oh, he froze, Joan.
I'm back.
Max
You guys
is
see
frozen
me?
too.
Oh.
I can see you. Yeah, Max is frozen. Well, went. So I guess we will wait.
I have to saw you in half or something now.
Yeah, I know. It's just us with these live viewers now. So
we can just talk until Max comes on.
Okay. Let me see. Maybe I can see the comments. Well, how was your week, Joan? How was your week?
It was good. I saw a lot of students, and that was why I ended up having to take a nap.
So do you teach something right now? Like
I tutor kids one-on-one. So that's
is
like
is it in certain subjects or
math, physics, and leading up to this big test, the ACT, which is the big one is this Saturday. So I've had a lot of like students with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The ACT, I remember taking that in high school, but math and please.
It's hard. I actually was taking one of the sections again just to stay fresh, and it's a really hard thing. A lot of the kids have to go through. I don't really like it, and I think that's why I tutor, is to give them an advantage that I feel like to try to make their lives better in the face of this really hard test. So
okay, so I'm reading the YouTube live comments like Max would.
So
is Max back?
Yeah, I think he refreshed or something.
Well, Melanie says that we're gonna rock this. Oh, hi, Max. We are just going on without you.
We totally entertained people.
We did.
Oh my God. Okay.
We kept our clothes on.
Oh God.
Oh my God. It's the whole thing. It is a whole thing.
I hope everyone's all right. I think they understand.
I have no idea. All my connection just went wah wah wah.
They do.
Okay. I have no idea. All right. So I guess we're back. So let's just keep going. Let's see how long we can keep going. All right, everybody. Okay. So thank you, ladies, for keeping going. Let's go back to what we were talking about with Joan. Okay. So Joan, I had you make a list of those people that intimidated you, and I had you make a list so that they were like children. And why did I have you do that, Joan?
It was like to give me a different anchor, I think, like to see that they are still human and they were all children once. And so that you can't really argue with that. So,
right.
Yeah, it was very humanizing.
So when you started to see them as children, what did your opinion about art dealers in general start to do?
It's like it kind of softened a little bit. Like it took the edge off.
Did your fear factor go down?
Yeah, sure. My fear factor went down a little bit.
I love that. Good. Okay. So there's a combination of things here, everybody. So this idea about generalizing and of your past experience and making that your future experience, that's the first thing that I helped Joan with. And that already helped, right, Joan?
Oh, yeah. I definitely. That's helped so much, actually. That's helped a lot.
In other areas?
Yeah, it was kind of like a big wake up. Like, especially like when you, like, because of meditation, it's like I think like, oh, I'm aware of so many things, but we have blind spots, especially like in those really sensitive areas, like where it really matters. It helped remind me, like, there's a good chance there's something I'm not seeing, even though I'm constantly meditating and like doing all this work to pay attention and open my eyes. It's like there's actually more to do, and it wasn't that hard to. Once you pointed something out, it was like, oh yeah, I'd be happy to let go of that belief. Good.
I love it. Good job. Now, before we move on to Amanda, and Polly's on the phone here, before we move to Amanda, what happened to you with your boss after we did the show and you talked to your boss? What did he say? Tell us that story. Listen, let me really quickly. everything happens for a reason, and it's very interesting. So tell the story, Joan.
Okay. So after the first episode of the show, it was like 2 days later, I went to work, and I'm in a small like tutoring business, so it's only like a handful of tutors, and then like the owner who's got a teaching credential, and so it's a small operation. And so I work with him, like I see him every day for the past, like I've seen him, you know, for the past year, I see him all the time. But only a couple days ago, we started talking about, he brought up the fact that he wanted to display more artwork inside our office, where like all the students come to get their tutoring sessions. And so he brought this up to me. I just kind of came in, it was like a normal day, and then he brought up the fact that he wanted to hang more artwork. And I have to say, in the past, it wouldn't have been as easy for me to just volunteer, like, oh, you know what, why don't you have a look at my at the latest work that I've been making. In fact, I just was thinking that I wanted to start connecting with more artists in this area now that I've moved away from New York and I'm in California. So there's like a whole other circle of people to meet that are artists. And he right away brought this up, and he told me that his best friend is an artist in this area, like near San Francisco, and that his best friend is an artist. Sorry, I'm like trying to remember the story. And that he'd love to introduce me to him, and that he said that his friend knew all kinds of people that were connected in this circle, and that it would be really great if we met each other. So what I thought was amazing was that, number one, he brought up this idea of hanging more work. He was excited about my work when he saw it, which was strange that he'd never seen it until now. So many months have gone by. And then the other thing was that he happened to have a best friend that I'd never heard about, even though, again, we've known each other all this time. So it's like all these things were put together that day, even though there have been so many months, like more than 6 months, that I've been seeing this person every day, that he hasn't brought it up and we haven't talked about this. Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
So good. Yay. So good. Listen, you know what? You know, when you start to do this work and you start to move forward and you make a decision that you open up, guess what? That's when the universe starts to be like, oh my God, my best friend, all that stuff that you never could figure out. And then when you told me, you were like, oh, he's influential and he's got all these people in the art world and all this other stuff. So it's another chance that the universe is giving you, because you're open now to literally transcend your fears, right?
Yeah, I have to say that one of the really great differences between, because, you know, this is not the first person I've told that I make art, and he knows that I did before, like when I first met him in May last year. But what was different to me was how clear I felt and how happy I was to share that I wanted to have a show, and that there was just like a feeling of clarity. Like I wasn't ashamed that it's like, oh, here's another belief, like, oh, here's another artist who's like talking about their work, you know, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I felt like really clear that it was okay to say and talk about this, which maybe that's like more PTSD from New York. Is like, you know, even saying you're an artist sometimes is like, oh, another one, you know?
Yeah, of course. So. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to move on to Amanda. And then, so first of all, I'm really proud of you. And I can see, you know, everybody that's watching this, when you make a decision, a clear decision that things are going to shift and change, things do. And it's not just you're just not committing to yourself, but when you tell a coach, when you tell the world, when you start to say that, it literally shifts a vibration around you that things start to move forward. So it's fantastic. One other thing that I'm going to tell the audience is that I also assigned Joan to start doing a very, very specific exercise every night. We'll talk more about that next week. And Joan, you and I are going to talk about that this week about how it's going. Okay. It's a very specific manifestation exercise. So good job, Joan. I'm really proud of you. Great job. Thank you. So we're moving forward. We're moving forward. All right. Okay. Miss Polly, are you there?
I am here. How is everybody? It sounds like Joan is doing magnificent. Yay.
Yay.
So is Amanda there?
Hi, Polly.
Hi, Amanda. There's like states between us. I can't even. Actually, it's nice because I can look at some of the emails that you've sent me, which is the nice thing since I'm not on Google. I can actually read some of the correspondence we've had.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that Amanda worked on, because she had so much, so many possibilities, so many talents, and it was like figuring out what she wanted to focus on. And, you know, we narrowed it down to two things are important to her, family and then having some type of business. And we pretty quickly figured out which was more important right now, right? So how did that go for you, Amanda?
Yeah, I mean, on our very first meeting, we covered so much ground. I loved it. Polly asked me, you know, was right now, which do you feel is more important to you? And I feel like, you know, if you read my blog or if you read like my introduction, you know, I talk about the what if I never have kids. And, you know, I feel like I I feel like I've spent a better part of my looking for like marriage or wanting to have kids. And so I told Polly, I was like, you know what? Focus on a career, really figure out what I want to do and discover my potential. So more of kind of like a shock to me because I've never really heard myself say that before, but I'm really excited. So, I mean, one day eventually, you know, a family, but right now where I'm at, I want to focus on a career.
Yeah, and what was interesting to me about that is, you know, I had you rank which one's more important to you and overall in your life, and you put having a family was like a 9 or 9.5 out of 10, and the career was like an 8 or something, and which had the greater fear factor. And the one that had the greater fear factor was the business, because you felt like you had, like, you know, you'll be a good mom and a good wife. Like, you don't worry about that. And I love that.
Yeah. And whenever you ask me to rate them, you know, a family one day down the road, you know, whether that's, you know, me adopting or whether that's me marrying into a family is a 9.5 sometime. You asked me, you know, which is my greater fear or whatnot. I said my career because, like I said, I've spent, you know, such a my life, you know, thinking about marriage and being a mom and having, you know, doing all that stuff that I assumed that I would be doing by now. You know, I'm coming to terms with it. It's all good. But I feel like, you know, I'm so confident, like being a mom and a wife and whatnot, that my career is something that I really need to zero in on and focus on. And Polly, just in our one night, you helped me.
That's awesome. So one of the things that we did, you know, we have a lot more to do in terms of narrowing it down and what direction she wants to go. But one of the things that I feel is important is for people to be able to be receptive to good things coming into their life. So no matter what it is, you know, whether it is the partner, whether it's the perfect career, whatever it is, you want to be able to be receptive and be open to these good things coming into our life. And to be able to say yes and thank you to the good things that come into our life. So what I asked Amanda to do was to start a compliment journal. I wanted her to take note of when people gave her compliments, of how she felt, and to also practice, being a graceful receiver of that, because that is a big thing in terms of being able to welcome, always take that receptive energy, have that receptive energy for the good things that come into your life. So Amanda, how did that go for you?
It was awkward at first, because I tend to, whenever someone compliments me, I tend to deflect. Like if someone says a compliment to me, instead of acknowledging it and saying, hey, thanks, I turn it around and say, oh, well, what about you? Like I totally take it off me. But I have my compliment journal right here with me. So it's here. And a funny thing is I didn't realize, how many things people say to me every day that I haven't acknowledged. And so just writing it down and being aware of it, my mind is blown. I'm like, people really think of me like that. And I had to stop myself a few times and just say, that was very nice of you to say, instead of making some kind of comment about how, what I mean. This journal, great.
I love it. So do you think it's actually going to help you be more receptive to like other things coming into your life that in the past maybe you would have been like, nope, I can't go for that, or whatever? Sometimes we question ourselves. Do you think this process will help because you're going to keep doing it?
Yeah, because in my blog, I, as one of my fear factors, and feeling unqualified is really not being able to accept the good things that come to life, because I'm constantly, I could never do that, or I shouldn't do that, I'm not qualified enough, I need to, all of these questions in my head. But being able to actually write down and just kind of receive the good things that other people do for me or say to me, I think will really, really help me. Yeah.
And then figuring out, like I said, we have to come up with the details of the direction that fits you best for the job. But figuring out that, that you would in the past sometimes think you're not qualified enough for that. And so, that's another thing that we're going to work on, because I think you're learning that there's many more great things about yourself that you overlook every day.
Yeah, and in our, Polly was asking me, okay, Amanda, what qualities in a job do you want? And while that may seem easy, with this list, because I was like, well, anyone can say, I want to make money, or I just want to work. But when someone says, what qualities do you want in a job? I was like, okay, so I did my one list and sent it to Polly, and Polly was like, okay, now the fun starts. I need you to be detailed. And I'm like, okay. So she really has me thinking. People, I never realized how much I just generalized things instead of actually. So it's harder than it looks.
So another fun thing that we're having Amanda do is, Amanda definitely has a gift at blogging, and she enjoys blogging. And she's talked about traveling in the past. That's an interest to her. And so something for fun is she's going to pick some type of race or some type of activity like that and train for it, because she likes to work out. She's going to train for it. She's going to blog about it, and she's going to do it.
Yeah, and Polly said, Amanda, how do you feel about running? And the first thing I said was, Polly, I do not run unless I have to run. And I just laughed, because at the gym I like lifting weights and stuff. And so running, something that I have to train for, something that I don't normally do every single day, challenge me physically, but also like mentally as well, to keep pushing myself not to give up and to keep going. So I have been searching for runs in different states. And so that has been really exciting. I have a few picked out. So once I pick one, I'm excited to write about it. And then everyone can follow me and hope I don't die while I run. But, you know.
Love it. That's awesome. Yeah. Love that. Love that. So many good things, right, Polly?
She's done, yeah, I mean, it's really cool. She's got all these really fun projects to work on while we work on the big thing. Because I think it's doing all these fun, you know, it's kind of like waking up the energy in all the different areas of her life while we figure out exactly the job that she wants. So the job that, and who knows where this blogging will go, right? This blogging while she's, I mean, this is leading her to new places regardless. So I really, really like it.
Good for you, Amanda. Congratulations. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Amanda, what was the thing that surprised you the most out of what happened in the last week?
I think the one thing, and I kind of touched on it on my blog, but I think the one thing that surprised me the most was how I feel. I mean, like I've said, you know, things don't happen overnight, but since I am such like a detailed planner, you know, I kind of like to know what's going to happen before it happens. And I realize that whenever my world feels a little crazy, I feel a little crazy. So just having Polly help me be like, okay, let's take that, let's make lists, and let's work on that. So just having kind of a clear, okay, I want to work on my career right now and make a list, and she's helping me, I feel better. I have a lot of work to do, but I feel productive. So it's been good. Yeah.
Wow. Joan and Amanda both had lists this week. It's all lists, right? Lists are powerful, right?
They are powerful. I love lists.
Yeah, I love lists too. They help you to delineate. They help you to focus your energy. They help you to get clarity about what you really do want, and it puts it right in front of you, so you can say, oh, that's what it is. That's where we're going. That's the North Star, or whatever happens to be. Good job. Good job. Yay! All right. So you're both on your way. You're both on your way. So you can see, everybody, how both Amanda and Joan are doing their thing in different ways, and you can see now how I'm a little bit of a different coach than Polly's a different coach. All coaches are very different, right, Polly?
They are different, but you know what? Everybody that gets coached is different, and that's why there's the right fit for everybody. Exactly.
What I was going to say is that we'll talk about this a little bit more next week, but I gave Joan a very specific exercise to do every single night, and that is definitely more about planning in your mind about what you're going to be, and what you're going to attract into your life. So that's going to be really good. So great. We'll talk more about that. And Joan will meet with me again this week, and Amanda will meet with Polly again this week. We'll keep moving forward. We'll keep breaking through boundaries. We'll keep conquering those fears, right, ladies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Fears no more.
Yeah, that's right. Not no more. It's gonna be peace and love and flow all the time. Amen. We love that. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up here, but make sure, everyone, that if you're watching here, subscribe to this channel on YouTube so that you can know you can see episode 3 next week, and we'll be back at the same time, same place. But we always have a giveaway. And if you've been watching the whole time, Polly will give something away. I will give something away, and but you're going to have to answer a very specific question about what's gone on between our conversation with Amanda and Joan thus far. Polly, do you have your question, and you can tell what you're going to be giving away today?
Oh, okay. I do have my question.
Mm-hmm.
By ranking, so by ranking which, and at the end of her life when she's doing her life review, by ranking which is most important to her, having a successful family life or having a career. And my giveaway is a free 20-minute reading.
Okay. So Polly's question is, say that once again because you cut out.
Okay, by ranking, which is more important to Amanda by, when it's time for her to go to the other side, to have a successful family life, be a mom and grandma and all that stuff, or to have the successful business life. So by ranking overall.
So everyone in the chat right now, please put into the chat what Amanda said was the most important thing for her when she goes the other side.
Sorry, Amanda.
That's okay.
I was like, Polly.
So,
you're a grandma already.
So we've got 12 people in right now, and whoever does this first is going to win the 20-minute reading with Polly. So please type into the chat right now what the answer is. What the answer is. The first person will get the 20-minute reading with Polly. So I'm watching it here right now. So let's see. Okay. We have to wait. Da 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 da. Melanie says family. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Melanie is the winner. Awesome.
Good job.
Very good. Okay, Melanie, so you win a 20-minute reading with Polly. Please go to thepositiveprincipalshow.com and please go to the contact page and say, I'm Melanie, I won. And we will get back to you as soon as we can, and Polly will connect with you. Okay?
Awesome.
Congratulations, Melanie.
Good job.
Good job. Good job. Okay, very good. All right, so so funny. We're so in sync. Last week I gave a book and cards away. This week I was like, I'm going to give a reading away, and I was going to give a 30-minute reading, and you took it from me. We didn't even talk. So we're both giving readings away today. So for a 30-minute reading with me, please answer this question about Joan. When we were talking, I taught Joan something to do, and it is, hold on, it's 3 words that you can use to move forward in your life and stop generalizing about things. 3 words. Please put it in right now. Melanie says thank you. Let's look at some of these while we're doing that. So the 3 words that I helped her to help her to move forward in her life. Please put that in right now, and you will win the reading with me. Melanie says, thank you, ladies. Have an amazing week. Awesome, Amanda. We're so happy for you. Susan says, is there a stress-free job? Let's see, what else? Trying to see what. Beautiful girls, you're doing great. This is probably when I was cut off and you couldn't hear me. What are the 3 words that I told? It's a phrase that really helped Joan. Please put that in the chat right now. And you will win the reading with me. And while we're waiting for that, let me just tell you, go to thepositiveprincipalshow.com and go to the blogs. If you haven't read the blogs, they're great. Amanda and Joan have been doing beautiful, beautiful blogs with Joan's beautiful artwork is on there. She's talking about her struggles, about her revelations. Great. Amanda too. So please go there. You'll get to know the ladies even better. Let's see. Nope, it's not feel the fear. Am I saying it clear enough, do you think, Joan? Should I restate that question? I think it was pretty clear, but it was at the beginning when we were talking. The beginning when we were talking, I helped her with these 3 words that are helping her to move forward and leave things behind her. Leave things behind her.
I want someone to win. It's such a good thing to get a reading.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Holly, do you want to say anything while we're just sitting here?
No, I think that was part of the time I was.
Part of the time you were cut off?
Yeah.
Like you're cut off right now?
Oh, am I cut off right now?
Oh, now you're on. Okay, now you're on. Okay. Maybe this is too hard.
Are people guessing?
Someone said feel the fear. Sarah says I missed that part. I was putting the kids to bed.
That's funny.
Oh shoot. I guess I should make it easier. Okay, let me think about something else. Let's just wait 1 second, see if anyone says. And then I'm just gonna give it to you. Okay. Here's what I told her. You can't say it now. Because if you say it now, I'm giving it to you. So what I told her was using the 3 words in the past. In the past, I used to. In the past, Amanda's like, oh.
I like it.
Oh my God, too funny. Okay. All right, let's think of something else. Okay.
I like the honesty.
Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. I guess I made it too hard. All right, so this is gonna be okay. What happened to Joan that confirmed that she's making the right choices? Some opportunity has happened for her. This is so straightforward. What happened to Joan to confirm she's making the right choices and the universe is opening up for her? That's what I said. What happened? Susan, you said don't. Yeah, it's good. Well, what happened with her? You can just say it in your own words. There was a synchronicity. What was the synchronicity? Callie?
Mm-hmm.
Carol says art. Art what? Art what? Carol? What? Art what? I gotta make it a little bit more. What happened? It was a synchronicity. It was about art. Am I just trying to be too much of a Virgo specific about this? No, those are too general. Those are too general.
Yeah.
It is about art, though. It is about art.
And work.
Yep. And work. It was a great story.
I remember this one.
That's right. Amanda's like, I was listening then. Okay, come on. I think it's, you're all so close. Callie's really close. Carol, I'm sure I'm saying your name wrong. Cariel, Alec. Who's gonna write it in? Come on. Somebody. Let's music. Let's do a dance. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give a timer. Yeah. Let's vote. Okay, here's the timer. We're almost at the top of the hour, so I'm gonna give it 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on! This was not hard. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, okay. I think we can't wait any longer. Dead air. Dead air. So you know what? We're next week, unless someone before we're done writes it in. Next week we'll do the my reading too. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Polly, do you want to say anything before we wrap up?
Just thank you very, very much for joining us. And next week I will have my situation under control. All my situations under control.
It's exactly the way it's meant to be, everybody. So have a wonderful, wonderful, positive week. Please go to positiveprincipalshow.com. Please read the blogs. Please comment. Please. I know that Amanda and Joan love all of your support and all of your love. So we will see you next week. Let's all say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.